quickly. Welcome back to Anarchy in the Ukulele with me, KD, and you.
Me, Rachel Webley.
Yeah, awesome. We have Rachel as a special guest presenter tonight.
Ooh, and I'm honoured to be here. Sorry,
Rachel's
I just crashed
frozen
for a sec.
on my screen, but yeah. Never mind, we're there. We've caught up. I'm just going to do that. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. So, yeah, tonight, I mean, I tell you what, normally whoever I present with, I throw under the bus at this point and I go, so what have we got coming up tonight, Rach?
Right, no,
fine.
There is a plan.
Are you on it? Are you on it, or do you want me to?
No, I am on it completely. There is a plan, which is more than I normally do when we're live. So tonight, it's an interview with me. I am so...
Yes.
Well, no, actually, I'm reading from the script, honestly.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have a little chat first one. You're going to ask some questions to the lovely people who are watching. And I can already see Jude, Sean and Sammy are in the house. You've got to do the sound effects, KD. I've got the sound effects.
Yo, now you're throwing me under the bus. Hold on,
yeah.
Well, what sound effects would you like? Do you want applause?
Any you like.
Oh, any I like. Hold on then.
No pressure.
There we go.
Yes. So, yeah, we're going to have a quick intro and a little chat, and you're going to ask a question to some of the viewers. Then we're going to do a little interview with me, and I genuinely have no idea what he's going to ask.
Neither have I at the minute.
Really importantly, and he's going to hate me saying this, Paolo's ukulele content.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a Friday show without Paolo's ukulele content.
No, absolutely not. Then it's all about the bass, not Megan Trainor, but us discussing bass ukulele because we're both bass players. Viewers' questions, which is going to be the question you're going to be asked in a moment. Ukulele live. I have no idea, or I do, but I'm going to leave KD explain that. A little bit of Anarchy playing, and there is something else which I'm not going to spoil the surprise on because I haven't actually seen it myself. No. How did I do?
You did better than the normal presenters. You did way better than Abby and Sam.
Oh.
And I mean, and where are they tonight? I mean, Abby's she's flying back off holiday, so she is back, but she might come on. Oh, I've lost my chat. I'm all over the place tonight.
I'm on it at the minute. We've got Jude
Abby
in the house.
is on it. Abby is on the chat. Shemai.
Well, I can't see Abby anywhere.
She is. Rachel's already doing better than you. So, yeah, you said, Jude. We've got Sue on. Shemai, Jude, Laurie, Joseph. John is on. Hi, John. Bonnie is on. Marcy is on. Jesse is on under Tracy Duncan. It always goes under Tracy's login, but that's my little boy Jesse.
We must say Shemai to Sue in North Wales with my North Walian accent. Sorry, Sue.
I mean, that's quite specialist, isn't it?
Yes. Or in fact, in North Wales, it's Sutmai. It's not Shemai, it's Shemai. Sutmai. Yeah, Sutmai. There we are, I think.
Oh, we learn something new every day.
Yep.
So we've got some videos to show you. We've got one. I am going to tell them what the video is because I'm too excited not to. So, and Abby's going to love this because she's on the chat. Paul, I don't think Paul's on the chat this week, which he's going to miss. He's going to miss this, and he's going to be gutted because he's been telling us for the last year and a half that we should put this out, and we've been saying no, it is too rude. We can't do it. So what we're going to play later is our first ever video that the Anarchy team made. And it was never supposed to be a proper video. So it was a test video to test all the equipment the night before we did the proper sort of start filming for proper. And it was so rude. I've edited down 25 minutes into about 3.5 minutes because that was the only bits that I could probably show. And there's a reason for playing this tonight to do with the conversation we had earlier, but I'm not going to say the reason until later on. In fact, that is the viewer question of the week. What is the reason that I'm playing our first ever video? And it has something to do with Rachel. Not giving anything else away.
No, I'm not saying anything either.
No. anything else away at all. So where shall we start? Let's have a look, because my little list is over here somewhere. There we go. Tara, just before we're going to jump in and do an interview with you, Rach, but before we do that, I'm just going to have a little show of what came into the studio today. I might have to move back for this because I've zoomed in on myself, but
I could do a drum roll.
Hold on. I'm on it. I'm not as quick as you. You're very much on your. Oh, that wasn't quite what I was after. Hold on.
Oh, it's all right.
There we go. Yes, Sammy's ukulele. Now I've zoomed in on myself. I'm struggling to fit it on screen. The S. Oh, hold on. 4SB.
4SB.
Yeah, had to think about what his stage name was then for a second for 4SB. And it's a beauty, isn't it?
It's gorgeous. It is
really
absolutely stunning.
Is stunning. Now, I think that we were the first people to get our grubby little mitts on this, pretty much, after Sammy. I know they have gone into Southern Ukulele Store today. I think we got ours first, I'll be honest. But they have gone in there today, and I think they have, earlier on, they said they'd done all their pre-orders and they'd got 4 in stock to sell. So they are available as we speak at the Southern Ukulele Store. I don't want to give too much away because after we finish tonight, I'm going to film a review of this that I did say to Sammy earlier when I told him that I'd got it, that I'd put out tonight, but it's probably going to out tomorrow now because today's just run away with me. But I'm going to film a review, and I'm going to be brutally honest, and I think I'm trying not to give too much away because there's a couple of things that might surprise people. I don't want to give too much away. I think it looks beautiful. I've had fun playing it. There's a couple of points I want to raise, a couple of points I want to maybe talk to Sammy about and see, but I'll put it all in review. So review is going to come out tomorrow of this bad boy, but beautiful, beautiful ukulele. Really, really nice. And
I've got one question.
Go on. Yeah.
One question about it. How's it with finger marks?
Absolutely bloody awful.
That's the only thing.
No,
don't eat crisps before playing it.
I reckon Sammy might back me up there. Because I'm trying to keep this really nice for when I do the review. But in certain lights, I don't know if you can see on here. Perhaps not. Perhaps it's not showing up on here. But in certain lights or there's one somewhere. There. You can see some grubby finger marks of mine. But do you know what? Get yourself a microfiber cloth. Give it a wipe after you play it. Yeah. That's what I say. And also, ukuleles want to look lived in, don't they? So that's coming up tomorrow. So we've got a review of that tomorrow. I've got no way. There is loads of people on the chat today. Oh, Bongo Boy has joined us after all. You late, Bongo Boy? Where were you? Could have done with you in here.
Shemai, Sammy.
So yeah, I'm going to struggle to keep up with the chat tonight, I think, but I will try my hardest. 4-String Boy says like touching a mirror. I see Abby's straight onto Bongo Boy telling him he's late to the party.
I'm just looking. We've actually got Fraser from the Jockuleles, who we were talking about earlier.
We were talking about Jockuleles earlier.
I can see that I got a couple of my American friends on here, Jules and Laurie, and somebody shouting Mrs. Webley because that's Megan, who's in my class in school. Hi, awesome. Meg.
I've seen Queen Webley somewhere, or Queen.
That's
Queen Webley.
We recently had a fancy dressing in school, and she dressed up as me.
That's awesome.
Honestly, it was mad. Drew my tattoo and everything. It was all she drew all that. Brilliant.
No, that is awesome. Shall we type slower, KD? Yeah. I mean, I'm talking as fast as I can. So I mean, hey, carry on typing as fast as you can. Bongo Boy and Abby, they can deal with the chat tonight, and I'll read it all back afterwards. So we might jump in every now and again. If you got questions for Rach while she's on, then let us have them, because we're going to do a little question and answer section later. Bongo Boy, as you're now on and watching, can you text me all the questions that come into the chat for Rach? Just save me searching through later, because that would be awesome. And I know you're on a day off and all of that kind of thing, but you're here. Might as well make use of you. So I thought we'd have a little chat type interview, just really about how you started. I mean, that's how all these interviews go, isn't it? How did you start? But I think it's kind of relevant in your case, because we were having a chat earlier, and neither of us were really destined to be ukulele players, I don't think.
No. Right, I won't go right. Well, yeah, I started playing cello when I was 8, swapped onto double bass when I was 11, and instantly started playing bass guitar. So that's where my bass history started. But I was classically trained. I used to play in youth orchestras, and went to music college, did my degree in performing double bass, and then sort of made a career for myself as being a double bass player. Used to travel around the country playing opera, a bit posh, I know. Nothing posh about opera musicians, mind. And various orchestras. And then I had to retire from that when I was just over 30 because of a shoulder issue that I'd had for years. So that was mainly due to me carrying the double bass. You can see where this is going now. I then spent many years teaching cello and double bass around the schools. And then about 15 years ago, I went into the classroom to do my teacher training. And the intention was always to go back and teach cello and double bass again. But I ended up staying in the classroom, and that was 15 years ago. Then about 10 years ago, I bought a ukulele. Some of the kids in school were playing it, and I thought, yeah, that's quite like that. Bought it, put it away, never played it. And then, and this is absolutely true story, we were watching Orange is the New Black. And there's quite a rude song in that.
Yeah, I know the one.
Yeah, it rhymes with Mother Trucker.
Yeah.
And I've said it on my channel.
I'll be honest, Rach, with the video that we're going to play later of our first ever video, you can say whatever you like at this point. Oh, have we lost Rach again? She's frozen again. No, she's back.
I'm back. Mother Trucker, it rhymes with. And so I quietly crept off, found my ukulele, realised it was in C, F and G, quickly learnt those, and that's how I started playing ukulele. I know it's really a bad reason, but it's the truth. So in school, I had a ukulele player in my registration class, really good uke player. And she said, I was telling her I'd been playing ukulele. And she said, well, why don't you start a club? And I was like, well, I can't play ukulele. And she went, yeah, I'll help you. That'll be all right. So that was 2016. We were working it out a couple of days ago of how long we've been playing for. And that's when I started playing ukulele. So the ukuleleans were born, and we were rubbish. Imagine I am stood trying to lead a group of people who couldn't play ukulele. I couldn't play ukulele, and I'm not a very good singer. So we sort of muddled along, and we were so chuffed with ourselves by starting to learn things like Three Little Birds and YMCA and stuff like that. And I'm just trying to think, it was probably early 2017, and I was on YouTube like every other beginner ukulele player, watching Cynthia Lynn and learning how the island strum works. And I came across what's called a play-along video. In other words, the original song with the chords. That was it. I literally, it was like, I went into school the next day, played it for the club in school. We were hooked, and Surfing USA straight away, it was just brilliant. And suddenly I wasn't trying to teach them. The internet was teaching them, and I could enjoy playing it. So then I found somebody who showed me how to make the videos and started making those. And this was 2017, ukuleleans were born. And it literally changed everything in school. Kids are coming along, the staff are learning, I was learning, we were having fun. And the more videos I made, it wasn't, it's this tiny little channel at the time. I'd come in and go, I've got 10 subscribers. I've got 100 subscribers. And it was just mad. And suddenly I was thinking, I've got 10,000 subscribers. And I was starting to get messages from other teachers all over the world saying, wow, we love your videos. Keep making them. I was like, oh, yeah, this is quite good. Then COVID hit, unfortunately, which that meant two things. It meant we couldn't have ukulele club in school, so we used to use the play-alongs to keep playing, and the ukuleleans went like that. Absolutely nuts, to the point where I just couldn't keep up making the videos. And so that's how that had grown. But just before COVID, this is quite a big thing. People were asking me to make ukulele play along tutorials. So I thought, right, I'm going to start a separate channel for that, because I wanted to keep the play alongs just for school. And I did a few videos, and it was coming up to sort of Christmas time, and I had ukuleles for Christmas. And somebody said to me, have you tried a bass ukulele? And I was like, oh no, I'm not learning something else. I've only just got my head around ukulele. And they said, yeah, but it's the same as bass guitar. And I was like, what? Literally 12 hours later, I had a bass ukulele in my hand, because our local music shop, he's a bass player. I messaged him late, have you got any bass? Yeah, I'm selling my Carla secondhand. I was like, yes. And that was just, and even then I was like, yeah, rubbery strings. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. I'll play along every so often. Got a couple for school. So started teaching some of the children in school how to play it as well. And I kept having people asking me, will you do bass ukulele lessons? And I was still very much like, I want to play ukulele. Ukulele's fun. I play bass. And then I think what's happened, certainly over the last, since I did my first set of bass ukulele lessons, which people loved, I've actually fallen back in love with the bass, which is really, and now I'm quite happy to pick up either. And in fact, I probably play a lot more bass ukulele now than ukulele. But I'm literally back to being a bass player again. Whereas for a couple of years, I was like a rubbish ukulele player and wasn't playing much bass. So
it swings around, doesn't it? Though in another 2 years, you might be playing more ukulele, and it's, I've found that in what we do, we can't, but we all swap, which is really nice. So it tends to be either myself, Fern, or James play the bass. Yeah. So
because you're a bass player, though, aren't you?
Of sorts. Of sorts. I love playing the bass. And I'm a piano player, and sort of Hammond organ was my thing, and I always wanted to play the bass. And then I ended up with our record label playing bass more than any other instrument, because no one ever had a bassist. So I was kind of right, okay, give us a bass, and I did it on all recordings. So I kind of am now, but it wasn't something that I kind of have been for years and years and years. But I'd say I probably am now. Just going back a bit then. So because there's two things. One is my little boy Jesse is totally in awe that you've got a YouTube, what are they called? Plaque. YouTube plaque. Yes, for ukuleleans. Yeah. So, which is an amazing achievement if you only started that as a YouTube channel during lockdown. Yeah, well, I actually started Ukuleleans 2017. Right. Okay. So it was already up and running by then. But I can't tell you how proud I am, first of all, doing it. Because it's not just me. Obviously, I make the videos, but I'm not... Vicky helps me run it in school. If it wasn't for the kids, it wouldn't happen. And so it really is a bit of a team effort. But I've got to admit... especially this time of the year, we've just had loads of new kids in school. I start teaching them when they're 11, and they come in, and one or two of them will go, oh, Miss, you're a YouTuber, and I'm like, yeah. How many subscribers you got?
And that's when I got, well, a little channel is, about 18,000, 19,000. And then my other channel though is like 140, and you can see them going
Yeah,
148,
yeah.
148,000. And their little faces just go mad. And then you've got a plaque there, miss. I'm like, oh yeah. And
the plaques are everything, can't they? Jesse was he saw one behind you in one of your videos, and he was just like, she's got a plaque. She's got a YouTube plaque.
Yeah, it's you can't see it in this, but it's Pride of Places. But
Pride of Place. If we had one, we'd get it out every video and literally hold it to the camera.
Well, I didn't know if I was going to get one or not because the channel isn't monetized, because it's the original songs. I was like, maybe I won't have a plaque. So when they contacted me to say, right, your plaque is, I was like, oh. So yes, it was a big moment in my life. I think it's still my Facebook profile page, actually.
Awesome. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat as I go through. All I can see is biscuits. And I know who started this without even looking back. I know it's gonna be Sammy. It's gonna be 4-String Boy.
All I can see is straight up in front of me is Abby, which just says balls.
But yeah, biscuit balls, I believe I saw come up. But yeah, Sammy. I knew it because he knows my love of biscuits. And I was telling him and Viggy on our podcast about white chocolate digestives that have just come out.
Oh, nice.
And they are amazing. And I'm going through like 3 to 4 packets a week of white chocolate digestives. And I'll be honest, when I said to you earlier, we were having a chat earlier, weren't we, to test the stream out. And I said, I'm going to go off and have something to eat. That's all I actually managed was 4 white chocolate digestives, and then I was busy doing other things.
But love biscuits.
The whole chat is biscuits. I mean, I hope people have been listening, but the whole chat is biscuits. That's all I can see. Mine's a white chocolate digestive. I think this was questions for you, Rach. So what's your favourite biscuit?
Oh, chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, okay. Controversial.
Is a cookie a biscuit? Yeah.
No. Is a Jaffa cake a biscuit?
Oh, yes.
Now, there's Bongo Boy will chime in here because there's an actual definitive answer to that. And I think it's that cakes get hard as they go stale and biscuits go soft. And a Jaffa cake would get hard. So it's a cake.
I'm not going to lie. I don't let either of them go hard or soft. I eat them at the correct texture.
Excellent.
And there we go.
Excellent. There we go. That's the level. We've found the level.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're going to get you on again at some point, and probably do a proper interview with you. But what you've achieved with your channel is absolutely amazing. And I think now is the point that I'm going to slip in the little extra video that I've come up with. Because when we started this channel, I did loads of research. The other 3 members of the team did absolutely naff all. None of them looked at anything. None of them researched anything. They were just like, "Are we getting paid for it?" And like, when are we doing it? Oh, we're going to be filming all day and stuff like that. And so arranging dates. That was it. That was all they did. And then, so I did loads of research. I watched as much YouTube as I could, and I obviously came across you and your channels. And I loved your channel, which my wife, if she bothers to type on the chat there, will vouch for the fact that I absolutely love your channel, to the point that I was obsessed with it. I watched all of your videos from the beginning to the end. I was absolutely obsessed with it. And so the night before we were filming properly, Paul came down to stay and so that we could set everything up the night before. We had all new camera equipment and lighting and everything, and we'd set our studio set up and things. And we said, well, we better film something tonight just to make sure everything's working before we try and film all the videos properly tomorrow. So we filmed this video, which is our first ever video. At the end of it, we said there's absolutely no way we can put it out. There's no way on earth we can put it out. So it was an incredibly rude video. Lots of people could probably be insulted from things that were in this video, and it was just incredibly rude. And at the end of it, because I'd made them, so that night before we had a curry, and I sat down and I made them watch at least one of your videos, to which they all loved it. But the problem was nobody could stop saying Shemai afterwards. So we kept watching, and just like everyone kept saying Shemai. So that's all I'm going to say at the minute. I'm going to play this video. Give us a little breather, and if I can find where my video is. Where's it gone? There we go. And yeah, I've also I've been missing Paul a little bit. I've been missing Abby a little bit. I've been on my own for a couple of weeks. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice to kind of... We haven't had many videos with all three of us in for quite a while now, because Abby's been off having babies, we've all been on holidays and stuff. So I thought, wouldn't it be nice to get the three of us back together and see what we were like right at the very beginning. So here we go.
Welcome to
Sorry. I like revved up for a second.
Whoa! This is absolute anarchy.
Oh, you can't hold my ukulele like that. That shitty thing next to it.
So firstly, I'm just going to strum.
Oh, that really fast.
Can we get out of the gutter?
My sleeves are wet. I've been laughing so much.
I do not want to know about your wet sleeves. What would you like me to say? I'm going to lightly...
Just don't say strum.
What would you say? Pick?
I'm gonna...
Play the fucking ukulele.
I mean, I can't. I'm going to strum on this first guitar.
It's not a guitar. Oh my god.
Oh god.
I'm actually going to wet myself. I've got quite like you.
Oh shit.
Right. You're going to... They must be kept on at all times, or I will get the glue gun.
Have you worn these? Because they hurt.
Because you've got a big head.
Yeah, so how big
You
your
have to
head?
make it looser.
I've got a small head, so they were actually quite comfortable on me. I'm
Oh
just saying.
yeah, you're strumming it.
Right.
That's
That's a really expensive one. Imagine if the Martin sounds like that. Very light.
Can you move your hands down a bit, please? They're too close to the headstock.
Do
Do you even know where the hole is?
Right, here we go. Look, I'll show you how to play a ukulele.
Okay.
Nothing very expensive.
Tell you what, it sounds better than normal, doesn't it? Do you want to play any of them again, Paul?
Yeah.
No, I'm happy with my decision. Why am I laughing that she's just dropped my ukulele?
It was just the Union Jack
Oh
one.
my god.
You were correct, but originally you were wrong, and you
We
were both
were,
quite
weren't we?
confident about it.
Yeah. And when he changed his mind,
That's 'cause I'm
internally I was mocking, did you? I was mocking you, thinking, what an idiot.
You worked!
Yeah.
They hurt your eyes.
He didn't do it very subtly either. Just like took his goggles off and then looked over.
I thought you were
Right, well,
clever
I've
for
done
doing
that.
it. Now
Sam,
I'm disappointed.
I need you to step in at moments like that.
Yeah. Just step in and slap him for being
Because
so
that's a good
rude.
bit of,
Bongo boy!
it's a good
we're
bit of a
not gonna know
video.
the
Abby, can I say something? You're sitting there going, it feels the same. And that's, I don't know, it's just making me feel slightly uneasy.
Uneasy or back and see
These
what
are
flats we look like.
not available from us because we don't sell ukuleles.
Yeah. But thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Click and subscribe.
See you next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that jazz. Details on the screen at the bottom now. Thanks to the fabulous Bongo Boy. And Shamai.
Hello.
Oh man.
I love it.
I know, I'd forgotten how kind of... I don't know whether anything we were saying was actually funny, because it's like we couldn't even say strum without bursting into laughter. But it was just our laughing, I think, that was... that made me laugh when I was watching it earlier. So yeah, so you got a mention basically in our very, very first video.
Thank you very much. No, honestly, that was brilliant just watching that then. That was literally Anarchy in the ukulele. That to me is just there.
I feel like we've not had enough Anarchy recently, so we might have to get everyone back in for a few more videos altogether. Because
hey, some of them would be moaning that there's no ukulele content.
Well,
just saying.
Yeah, you know. You're funny you should say that. So to bring us all down after all that laughter, we've got Paul. And here he comes. Right. So we've got Paul's little ukulele bit. He lets us know what he's doing every week. Sends us a video in. One of my favourite bits of the show. So we're going to play that now, which will give me and Rach a chance to have a little look through the chat, because I've seen loads of things coming up in the chat. My favourite bit so far is that Fern, who is Bongo Boys of a Hearth, or Bongo Boys Ferns of a Hearth. Let's do it that way around. And has put in the chat, "Hi Rachel, just wanted to say a huge thank you for all the ukulelean videos." Sorry, it's quite small for me to read. They are invaluable for me as a music teacher. My whole ukulele group are big fans. To which
Thank
then
you,
Abby has
Fern.
replied,
Yeah,
lovely message from Fern, heartfelt message. Abby has replied, "Fern, such a suck up."
Abby, I am disappointed.
I know. But that is our typical Anarchy humour.
Yes, thank you.
Anyway,
Fern,
right, let's play a bit of Paul's video. We'll have a little look through the chat and see if there's anything we want to bring up, and then we will. What have we got coming up after that? We're doing a bit of a chat about bass, aren't we?
we are. Yes.
Yeah, just a little chat about bass. So here we go with Paul.
Hello everybody. So this week I've been doing a lot of teaching, a lot of ukulele teaching, and one of my students is sitting an exam with the VCM board pretty soon. So we've been going through some new pieces for her. And one of the more complex pieces that she wanted to try is a piece called Allegro by Mauro Giuliani. And I'll play it through in a minute because it's one of my favourite pieces. I haven't played it for quite a while actually, but it's a beautiful, beautiful piece. Mauro Giuliani was an Italian guitarist operating at the beginning of the 19th century. Now this piece is in the key of G, and it's a very, very bright piece. Giuliani wrote over 150 pieces for the guitar, and a lot of them sort of work very well on the ukulele, and this is a great example of that. He also wrote quite a few duets. He wrote a lot of guitar and flute duets as well. A lot of his contemporaries, the sort of Carullis, Taraga and that, I would say he was a lot more, I don't know, contemporary, a little bit different to them. His stuff's a little bit sort of more angular, a little bit offbeat, I would say, some of Giuliani's stuff. I really, really like this piece. Allegro means at a brisk speed. The way I remember that is it's got the word leg in it. So if you're going to leg it, you're going to go pretty quick. So if you see something there that's called Allegro, or the instruction is to play it Allegro, you know you've got to play it pretty quickly. It's a short piece, this one, but it's really fun. It's taken from the tab is taken from my book Classical Uke, which was my first book. It's the last one in the book actually, because it's the hardest one, and it is a tricky piece, I will say, but it's a beautiful piece nonetheless. So here we go. This is Allegro by Mauro Giuliani. Isn't that a beautiful piece? I really like that. It's got some odd little runs in it, actually. It's got these sort of chromatic runs which sound almost bluesy. It's got a really weird thing in it as well. It's got a double hammer on. So normally if you're doing a hammer on, you're hammering on one string. This piece has got a double hammer on, where you're hammering on the two middle strings. And the difficulty with that is that it's hard to get them together. You often end up with, when you start, to get them together is really tricky. But it's a beautiful piece. Like I say, I hadn't played it for a while, so I've been sort of playing it around with this week, and you'll be pleased to hear that the student is getting on very well with it. Hope you enjoyed that. Enjoy the rest of the show, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.
Awesome. I'll tell you what, we will, if I can find it. There we go.
Oh, well done.
We'll give him a little round of applause. But let's be honest, it's an absolute show-off, isn't he?
It was nice. Although I got to agree with, I think it was John had said Allegro. I always think of the Austin Allegro because that was a super fast car.
Wow. I remember the Austin Allegro.
Debatable, I know.
Yeah, I don't remember it being a super fast car, but I do remember it. Yeah, so thank you, Paul. Where are you tonight? Not on the chat, that's for sure. We'll test him next week. We'll see if he actually watched this back later or not. While we're there, right, I've got a couple of things on the chat. We've got some more questions coming in, which is really nice. We also have Abby bleating on about what are we doing on Sunday. She knows what we're doing on Sunday. The chat is not the place for these questions, Abby. But we're meeting at 10 a.m. in the studio and we're filming a band piece for an upcoming special. That's what we're doing on Sunday. But wait until this video is finished and then text one of us, okay? Unbelievable. Honestly, they've taken Anarchy to another limit tonight on this chat. If it's not about biscuits, it's just, general. There
were some interesting comments in there, I've got to say.
Yep. Yeah, there's too many people. I'm trying to look back over them, but I can't make sense of any of them. Lynn says, I've only just found out last week that the ukulele was a classical instrument way back in the 1300s.
If that's Lynn Jarman, if that is you, and you messaged me earlier on to say you couldn't make it, you were going to bed. I'm in the middle of messaging you. It's on the other computer in there, okay? It's a few comments and questions. And long story, sorry, I'm doing an Abby now and going off subject.
That's fine. That's what we're here for. Right, what else have we got coming up? Let me check my little list, because I've got messages off Bongo Boy. I've got chats in our ukulele group on there happening. Right, let me have a look. So, all about the bass.
Oh,
All about the bass. No treble.
no treble.
Where shall we start? I guess I just wanted to talk about, because you've got so many different... yeah. Now, what do we call them? Because as we found out on your channel, we can't call them a U-bass.
Okay, U-bass is like Hoover. It's a brand name. Although Mike Upton is happy enough for people to call it.
But can we just put out again that the U doesn't stand for ukulele?
No, Upton bass.
Yeah.
And it was his son who actually named it. And I was like everybody else. I assumed it was ukulele bass or bass ukulele. So yeah, you've got the U-bass, which is a brand name. So I personally call the electroacoustics bass ukuleles or bass ukes or ukulele basses. I'm a bit wishy-washy when it comes to some of the solid body ones, like Pinky, for example.
Yeah.
I've always called that a bass ukulele because of the rubber strings and piezo pickup. And it's the same scale, about 20, 21 inches. However, you've now got this new set, which are coming out, which are more like mini bass guitars because they've got magnetic pickups. So you've got the Flight, the gorgeous Flight Mini. You've got the new Carla Solid Body. You've got Tiny Boy Bass. You've got Travel Star. There's loads of them coming out. And literally today in this country, is it the Flight JB has just come into stock?
The jazz bass, the JB, which is a bit like the Flight Mini bass, but with a jazz body on there.
I do find that difficult to call them bass ukuleles because I think they're more related to bass guitar, but they're not bass guitars. They're not short scale.
They're
bass
not
guitars,
short scale basses.
30. So I'm deciding either micro or mini. Which one should we go for?
Mini bass kind of. See, when I did a review of the Flight Mini bass. And the amount of comments there's telling me that there's no relation to a ukulele and I shouldn't have called it a ukulele bass. I think at the time I was just calling it whatever Flight were calling it. But I mean, in essence, it doesn't really matter, does it?
No.
Let's be honest.
No, not at all. But I did have somebody make a comment to me a couple of days ago saying it's just another short scale bass. And it's short scale basses are about 30 inches.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. And I've held up a short scale and a bass uke, and there is it. So I don't know. We vote. Should we do a big vote? Micro or mini?
Yeah, I'm going mini bass, I think.
I'd go mini.
My thing on them is that the basses with the rubber strings, so that all seem to stem from the U bass. I'm pretty sure the U bass was the first one, and then there was kind of that set off a chain of other companies.
Technically, there was an Ashbury, which was in conjunction with Fender. That was one half, and then completely separately was Mike Upton had one of his blokes in Hawaii come up with working from a baritone, as far as I can see, and so that's where they've.
I should have looked this up beforehand, but am I imagining this, or a Fender bringing one out as well?
Fender have brought out. They've brought out the Fullerton, haven't they?
The bass,
which is like
they have them, but
semi-acoustic.
It's not available, is it? I don't think yet. I don't know. I don't know. I might be talking rubbish.
No, I'm pretty sure I've seen one or two videos on it. I don't know, but I'm not.
No. But there's basses that aren't or haven't been marketed towards the ukulele market. Orange do a mini bass.
Right, I didn't know about that one.
And Black Star do one.
Yes, that's the travel bass, which that looks interesting, I've got to admit.
And that looks similar to the likes of the Carla and the Flight in that it's sort of normal bass pickups and things like that. I guess I struggle a little bit with the non-rubber ones. I liked the Flight bass a lot, but the reason I liked it was because it felt like playing a normal bass.
Yeah.
And then I had to go, well, then what's the point in it? Just because it looks more in keeping if you're in a ukulele band, well, does that really matter? Whereas,
Right, I'm gonna step in here
Yeah, go on.
as a lady, and I use that term in the loosest of terms. And
A
being
loose lady?
a loose lady. No, we're not going down that route again. As a lady who is a little bit older than you, I can't be bothered to carry a big bass guitar around anymore. It's awful. And up until I discovered bass ukulele, I regularly played big Warwick double bucks,
Yeah.
stupidly heavy. And then it was like, and so for me, I wouldn't go bass guitar now. I'd go mini bass if I was doing something like that.
Yeah. I can see use for them for, like you say, if you're, even in rehearsals and things like that, or you're traveling with it, I can kind of see that. I think from a recording
and for
point of
teaching
view-
children. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can see that. From a recording point of view, we use the acoustic bass because, so we've got, hold on, let me see if I can grab them. Give me a second.
Okay. Quick, what can I say about while he's trying to get, what's he again? Oh, he's back.
Okay. So we use this one, which is neither marketed, I think, as a mini bass or a ukulele bass. This is the gold tone, and I think they might call them micro basses.
Okay.
I think, I can't really remember, but very similar to a U bass with a larger scale. So I think this one has a 23-inch scale. We use this when we do the band stuff. One, because it does look more the part with a ukulele band, but also because we quite like that almost double bassy type sound. But we do also have a Carla U bass that we sometimes use as well. When we had the flight bass, we got rid of it really because it didn't seem, if we're recording and we're doing the band stuff, it wasn't as good as using a normal electric bass to me. Whereas there's a reason for using the acoustics. I think that's my drift on it, is really that the acoustic ones have a bit of a purpose, because for me, if you want that double bass sound, you've either got to go full on double bass. This doesn't replicate the double bass sound, but
it's close though.
It gets as near as you're going to get.
Yeah.
With an instrument that is, maybe not a tenth of the size of a double bass, but it's a fifth of the size.
I've right behind me there. I've got a bass uke up against a double bass. There's no comparison at all in them. But in sound wise, I think they're closest. The rubber strings take a bit of getting used to, but I actually prefer playing them now. I like flat wounds anyway, though. I'm more of a flat wound rather than round. But again, and now I'm so used to playing the shorter scale mini basses that I can't remember the last time I picked up one of my gorgeous, lovely, expensive Warwicks.
Yeah.
So,
well, I also have a full scale acoustic bass. I can't remember what it is. It might be an Ibanez, I think. And I haven't played it since we've got the mini basses in.
We've got one. I say I don't own it. My husband owns it. I've never played it. He doesn't play bass. We've got it because it's made by Wesley. So therefore it was close enough to be Webley for him to justify. I don't.
Amazing. So just quickly then on the whole bass thing, where do you want, because I think that you are certainly the YouTube expert on mini basses, ukulele basses. I haven't seen anyone put out the amount of content that you put out on those, because you do lessons, tutorials for them, you do reviews of them, you do upkeep of them. I've seen. Where do you want them to go? Where do they let you down? Where's the bit that you kind of think, oh, if it just did that, it would be perfect?
Consistency with them. To be perfectly honest, I'm more than happy now. We've got these mini ones that are being done in fretless, that are being done in flat wound, that are being done with magnetic pickups and piezo. So, like, haven't even mentioned the Magic Flute Timber, which is one of my favourite basses, completely different to the others. Find even the more expensive basses are not consistent with quality control. I've had some cracking, really cheap bass ukuleles, micro mini basses, whatever you want to call them, and I've had some more expensive ones that are not as good as they should be.
Yeah.
And I know, and Carla, in fact, without Carla, I don't think the U-bass or bass ukuleles would be anywhere as big as they are now. But even their quality control is not great. And I know it's partly to do with the piezo pickups and the fact that they can get loose and sort of cause issues. But some of the Chinese ones that are coming over, and that's not just coming directly from China, that's ones being made in China for places like Toman, places like Mahala. If you've watched any of my
and things like that.
Yeah, if you watch any of my recent videos, luckily they're not my basses, but I would not have been happy with those. And I want somebody to be able to go, if you're going to spend 150, 200 pounds on an instrument, the overall, it should be playable. And I'd like to see more purple ones. I'm not gonna. If Flight if they did a purple one in their Flight mini bass, I'd buy it tomorrow. And it's a simple.
Wouldn't matter what it sounds like.
No, I'm that shallow. I'm really interested waiting for the new Carla California upgrades.
Yeah, now they're going to be quite pricey, aren't they? I think
they were always round about $1,000 upwards,
which is a lot to spend on a mini bass.
Yeah, and they had quality issues. Yeah. They had issues because they weren't putting truss rods in the necks.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if Mike Upton is listening or anyone wants to forward this onto him, me and Rachel happily take one of those each and give it a full tryout.
Absolutely, he's lovely as well, Mike Upton. Fair play. He was,
but I can't spend £1,000 on a mini bass as something that I can't do it.
No, well, my reasoning, there was reasoning because I saw the Nick West bass and I'd been looking for it for years and I just kept an eye, and to be honest, I can't remember what I just sold, but I just sold an instrument. It might have been an old double bass, and they appeared on the Carla website and I just went, boom, and then worried about paying for it later. And I'm glad I did because they haven't had another one since, so...
Awesome. Well, at some point, we should do some kind of special on basses for the Anarchy channel. You do loads on your channel, but we want to get you on ours, and we'll do some kind of special.
Yeah, definitely.
Bring all your basses down to us. We'll have our basses as well. We'll line them all up and give them a proper good tryout. I've just noticed on the chat that Paul Mansell has decided to finally join us.
Shamai Paul.
Paul, I'm going to tell you what you've missed. You've missed some slightly balding bloke going on playing some kind of Allegro ukulele tune or something.
Yeah, but he had a cool T-shirt. He had his Donkey Kong T-shirt.
He did have his Donkey Kong T-shirt on, yeah. And but you've also missed the video that I said I'd never put out. You've missed our first ever video, the one that we did the night before we started filming properly. So make sure you do go back and watch that, because you've been saying for ages we should put that video out. And it's gone out tonight. Right, so viewers' questions for Rach. Let's have a look at what we've got. We are nearing the end. We're going to try and get this into around about an hourish. So we are nearing the end of the show. Let me see from Bongo Boy. So, 4-string boy was favourite biscuit. We've covered that. Chocolate chip cookie. To which the entire chat has been talking about for about 55 minutes. Sue Pinder, what's your favourite sandwich?
Oh, prawn mayonnaise.
Do you know what? Prawn mayo is my favourite sandwich as well.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
Twins.
Love a prawn mayo sandwich. Bonnie says, I was wondering if Rachel had a favourite ukulele of all of her fabulous ukuleles. So basically, you've got to pick one, and you've got 10 seconds to pick it. Which one you picking? That's the only one you get to keep for the rest of your life.
Oh no!
You got
Flight Voyager.
Oh, okay.
But only because I've got the tenor and the concert, and I'm not willing to split them up.
Well, you just have done, because you can only pick one of them. So. Tenor or concert. Come on, you've got to.
Tenor.
Oh, that's like giving one of your children away.
Luckily, I don't have kids, because they'd have gone way before the ukuleles.
Yeah. Right, and then Jesse says, which is a question he told me to. We were driving last night, and I said, "Have you got any questions that you want me to ask Rachel tomorrow?" And he told me one, and I forgot all about it. So luckily, he's put it on the chat, which was, "How many ukuleles do you own?"
No idea. The correct answer to that is always, I don't know, because I genuinely don't know. I kept count up to about the mid-20s.
Okay.
And I now, there's so many, they're just all over the house. I found a few earlier that I'd forgotten that were in cases. There's one in each car. If I had to guess...
Yeah, let's say, you have to guess. Where are you going?
I think it's got to be at least 35 or 40.
I was going to say, I think you must be around 40 if you got the kind of...
I genuinely, I don't know. I really don't. I keep meaning to do this.
That's an unseemly amount of ukuleles.
It's obscene, but I am a collector at heart. But I keep meaning to do this video, and Jude is going to have to come and help me. Do I know my ukuleles? And blindfold me and just go through them and see, because I don't know.
We did that for each of us. Did it last year, I think, and it was really, really interesting. Paul kept picking a Fender constantly, which he moaned about for like weeks and weeks. This horrible Fender, and then he picked it as one of his favourite ukuleles out of all the ones that we had. But it's really interesting when you blind. So if Jude doesn't do it, we will come down to yours.
There we are.
Next time we're in Wales, and we will do it, and you can put it out on your channel.
There we are. I honestly don't know. I don't even know how many bass ukuleles I've got, even though ukuleles.
Unbelievable. So. But this sounds wrong, but we will bring our blindfolds with us.
Oh, yes, please.
So we'll come down and do that. If anyone's got any more questions, there's one from Fern. I think you might have missed that, Fern, because I think we've already pretty much covered what made you start doing play-along videos, which was really the ukuleleans.
Yeah, I discovered Dr. Jill Reese was the first, but she's a university professor in America, and she started making them to show other teachers how to do it. I saw hers, then it was Dr. Chris Russell, who's a uke play-alongs. He made a video on how to make them, and that was me hooked then. Completely.
Oh, awesome. So if anyone's got any more questions, get them in by the end of the chat and we will try and ask them. What have we got? I've got in here, is there anything that you want to promote, Rach, while you're on? What do you want to tell everyone about?
Merch? No, I wore this to school, and the kids are like, "Miss, you wearing your own merch?" I was like, "Yeah, Red Bubble Shop." No, the one thing I'd like to mention is the Wales Ukulele Project with the lovely Sean Keddy. Well, I always say,
I believe Sean's on the chat.
Yes, I saw him a little bit earlier. Good evening, Sean. Coming up on the 9th of December. Sean's organised a ukulele Christmas jam in Aberavon Shopping Centre. Now we're talking class here, all right? Put Talbot, if you know Put Talbot, or Put Toilet. No, sorry, no offence, San Patalblo. But
that's half of Wales just turned off.
No, it's half of Wales going, yeah. But Talbot Shopping Centre on the 9th of December. Don't ask me what time. It's all on Facebook, but you need to get a ticket. They're all free, but the shopping centre need to know numbers. All right, and I know the Neath posse are going down for that, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've been practising my elf already. And Sean's also organised, and I'm really excited. Next summer, sometime in June, I think, a festival in Pembrokeshire, a camping ukulele festival, which both of those things, if you can make them, go to them because they're going to be awesome.
What more can you want? Ukuleles and Pembrokeshire.
Yeah, definitely. And I missed the last one. And so I was gutted, but this one is camping. So me and Vanny DeVito will be there.
Awesome. Well, you never know. We might see you down there. Mm-hmm. Right, so, okay, we've got something to promote. We are doing our Spookalele Live on Tuesday, which is Halloween, 4 p.m. Abby will be back. Bongo Boy will be here. Paul, are you remoting in again? I think he's got a video at least, but I hope he's in costume. because last year his costume was atrocious. He dressed up as the weirdest witch I've ever seen in my life. But we love it at Anarchy HQ. We love our kind of holiday specials. We love a bit of Halloween special, Christmas special. We even did an Easter special last year that ended up as me dressed as the White Rabbit and Abby dressed as an Oompa Loompa. If I remember correctly,
famous.
If I remember correctly, ended with us rolling Cadbury's mini eggs down a music stand into bowls of disgusting things, and then we had to eat them. One of them was mustard. There was hot sauce. There's all sorts of things in there. So there will be something. There will be some fun and games going on in our Spookulele special. What other announcements have I got before we go? I've got that the award ceremony that we talked about last week, the UKIS, as we have now named it. Thank you, Sue. I did say video come out. It is going to come out. We're going to film that on Sunday when we're filming some of our other stuff, because we wanted Abby to be in it as well. And that's going to tell you all about how to nominate people for the UKIS in the different categories. All I'm going to say is best YouTube channel is up there. So if anyone wants to nominate somebody sat on screen at the minute, not me, because we're not allowed to be in it. We've decided we're ruling ourselves out. But there will be a process that you can nominate Rach or any other ukulele channel, and you go up for an award, which will be awesome. So we'll put that video out at some point in the next few days. That will go out. We've got loads of videos coming out in the next few days, so we might bombard you a little bit. But Spookulele is going out. I'll tell you what, I've got a little video I thought I'd play just to get us in the Halloween mood, and it's one of our ukulele covers from last Halloween that we did. I thought we'll play that, and then we'll come back just to say goodbye to everybody and sign off. So here we go. This is from last year. Hope you enjoy it.
Almost stops your heart. You try to scream, but terror takes the sound before you make it. You start to freeze as horror looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed, 'cause this is Thriller, Thriller night, and no one's gonna save you from the beast about to strike. Thriller, Thriller. There's nowhere left to run. You feel the cold hand, wonder if you'll ever see the sun. You close your eyes and hope that this is just imagination. But all the while you hear a creature creeping up behind. You're out of time, 'cause this is Thriller, Thriller. Chance to get the thing with the 40 eyes, girl. Thriller, Thriller night. You're fighting for your life inside a thriller, Thriller tonight. Night creatures call and the dead start to walk in their masquerade. There's no escaping the jaws of the alien this time. This is the end of your life. To get you, this demon's closing in on every side. They will possess you unless you change that number on your dial. Now is the time for you and I to cuddle close together. All through the night, I'll save you from the terrors on the screen. I'll make you see that this is Thriller.
I mean,
Brilliant.
it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of hard work, but it was a lot of fun as well. So we are filming. We've already got one in the bag for Halloween, but we're filming another special on Sunday. So there will be another band track going out, brand new on Sunday. I'm not going to give away what the song is. You're going to have to wait and see and tune in to Spookalele,
Awesome.
I'm afraid.
Am I right in thinking, though, you're doing a live on Halloween?
So on Halloween, 4 p.m, we are doing Spookalele Live, where we will have fun and games, ghost stories, some band tracks, a tutorial from Paul, I think, on a Halloween song is coming on there as well. So yeah, loads of good stuff. Halloween, 4 p.m, and then we're all going off trick-or-treating, I think.
Oh, cool. I'm not in school. It's half term, so I'll be there.
Amazing. Rach, thank you so much for coming and presenting with me tonight, because everyone else left me to it.
No, I'm glad they did, because I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, it's been a pleasure. I mean, I only messaged Rach a few days ago, and I was kind of like, "Do you fancy coming on and just co-presenting?" And I was expecting her to go like, "No, I'm busy." But
And
she
here I am.
said yes, and awesome. So we will definitely have you back again.
Thank you.
If you'll come back, that is.
Definitely. I do want to come over and meet you in person.
Definitely.
And obviously, I've met you in person, but to come
You
over
have,
to
yeah.
you at some point as well.
But yeah, we need to. We'll get that organised this time. I don't know when, because you're at school all the time. But we'll get you over at some point. Take a sickie.
Cool. Don't tempt me, seriously.
Yeah. And the chat, I haven't caught up with half of the chat, so I'm really sorry if I've missed some good comments. There's lots of people saying how much they love you, which is awesome. We love you too.
Thank you.
And so we will see you all on Tuesday for Spookalele Live. Do come along, do have a listen afterwards. If you can't get there at 4:00, it'll be going up straight away afterwards so that you can watch it at your leisure. We will have some scary stuff. I've got an actual true ghost story to tell Abby this year, so that's going to be fun because she doesn't like ghost stories, and but this is a absolute true one, so that's going to be fun. Have you got anything to add, Rach, before we go?
No, I know you've got to do your ending, but I just want to teach you one little thing of Welsh, which is how to say good night.
I was going to ask you this.
In Welsh. Right? It's nos da.
Nos da.
Not no star, but nos da. Yeah.
Nos da. Nos da. Well, let's end with that. Let's say like, subscribe, ring the bell. Nos da.
Nos da and diolch yn fawr.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thanks, Rach.
Thanks.
Speak
See you
soon.
soon.
Bye-bye.